Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Geebz here. Good morning. Well, it is for me. For you guys, I know that you guys are on your day already. But I decided to go through my Patreon list again, like I do. And coming up with a band I've never heard of, 40 Below Summer. And so I looked them up, like I'm starting to do a little bit more often, just so that I could be somewhat, familiar with the artists or the bands. They actually came together in 1998 in New Jersey. And so, God, is that funky that we're talking like 1998 to me seems like, yeah, it was just yesterday. Now we're going, geez, this is like 23, 24 years ago. And they were around for a while, then they broke up and came back. They had their last release, I believe what it says here on the Wikipedia, on iTunes on 2015. So the track that I'm doing today is called Rope. So anyhow, thank you so much. You know where all the links are. Thank you for hanging out when I posted that giant Waimea Bay surf video that I went to. I rode my bike up to the bay and threw my drone up there. I know it's a little off-brand, if you would, to the channel, but I'm thinking of just doing that a little more often, not all the time, trust me. But just kind of throw a little ice in the hot water every now and then, just to kind of go, oh, that was different. I talk too much, but it's my channel, so I can. Here we go. This is 40 Below Summer. The name of the song is Rope. All right. What a kick-ass, like, it almost sounded like they popped a bridge in early, and for songwriting, construction, songwriters, composers, you know what I'm talking about. That just came after the hook. I thought, wow, they're just going to hit us with something, like a bridge that might come a little later in there. That drummer was just killing it on that rhythm that he was playing. That kind of like, it wasn't quite a triplet, but it caught me so off guard, but I love that stuff. These guys are so rhythmic and so powerful without being over the top and way out there, and over challenging with meter and chimes and stuff like that. And that's magic, man. When that stuff happens, to me, it's pure magic. Just the authenticity of the darkness and the heaviness of what they started with the riff on the guitar. Oh, that bass sound was sick. Did you see me just like, yeah, that's what I hold my cup of coffee from, like, the tremble of that bottom. This guy's got a great voice, and I love the engineering. I don't know where this, I wish I would have looked up the particular album it came from. So I don't know which release this is, but even for the late 90s, if this is somewhere in that zone, or early 2000s when this particular song was released, I love the fact that the authenticity of the engineering still is reminiscent of raw, powerful rock, late 80s, early 90s. Not the glam style, but I'm talking more of just metally, just powerful rock. But yeah, no, I was just out of my mind to the fact that bridge came in, or that section came in as a turnaround. So let's keep going.
Retrace your life and then you'll find that everything you learned in this is just a pile of worthlessness. Suffocate, and maybe you can separate, and in the end it's no surprise. That's only a chance where you realize I'm at the end of my life. If I could get you, I'm at the end of my life.
before it gets just way too away from me in my head, that breakdown was great. I loved. Well, I don't know who this drummer is, but he's got some great influences and chops, like a la Stuart Copeland. I mean, that just, I mean, you saw me kind of snap up to that because, I mean, there's great drummers, period, full stop, around the world, and in many different genres. But for me, it just takes a unique approach and arrangement. You know, you hit great, which is fantastic, you know, but hit an arrangement that makes me pop or something like that, that's where the magic is. And it's really not a complicated thing. And how he's playing is just absolutely smoking. And this guy's vocals and his background arrangements that he's doing, I wouldn't say they're necessarily harmonies, but the engineering trickery that's happening here and the thickness and the this guy's got an incredible.
I'm at the end of my
like that super organic room fade, or not even a fade really, as much as letting the amps kind of sizzle out. Okay, just two things I want to say. Well, actually three things. One is, I'm sorry. When I thought that was the bridge on my first stop, I should have listened to it a little more. Apparently that's the hook. So I apologize for that, because then it came together when I was going, because when I'm listening to the first time, you know, I got a lot of stuff happening here, and it takes a while for the steak to cool down when it's off the barbecue. That's my favorite saying. Anyhow, so I don't catch everything. So the rope, I finally got it. Okay, that's the hook. Okay, so that's crushing. The other thing that I want to say is, when I was doing this, you know what that reminded me to, speaking about the drummer, my very first reaction that I did was Tool Sober, the live version that they did at some concert. And I know that I had said about Danny, one of the most intriguing things about what was happening is that, and you know what? It sounds simple, but drummers, you know how hard you work on getting those mechanics together while you're, you know, really keeping it, you know, the snare and the kick, doing the rest of the rhythm stuff. And I love that, because in tracks that are very riff oriented or very chug oriented, sometimes to excuse me, sometimes to have something completely straight, like becomes this like little zip line of a false sense of security, but it makes you feel like I can lock into this just a little better. But it makes the riffiness of it really stick out even more, because there's something really square in your face in a very non-square track here. So I'm sorry, allergies. I said I was gonna say three things. So what am I spacing on? The drum. Ah, shit, I don't know. The older I get, the better I was. Okay, so listen, guys, thank you so much. You know, Patreon members have been very patient. The list there is pretty fat, but thank you so much for giving me your suggestions. Finds like this are fantastic. And if you want to join me on Patreon, all the links and all that sort of stuff is down below. And yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. This was 40 Below Summer. The name of the track was Rope. I'm going to finish my coffee, and I'm going to go rope-a-dope. I feel like an old push puppet in my arm and everything. I'll just stay in my lane. All right, guys, listen. I'm done. Take care. Have a killer day. See ya.